Hey guys, I'm just gonna share this really quick and then I'm gonna jump into talking to you guys because today's a big conversation because I've been getting emails and I know from experience that I had tons of questions about this when I started out, especially here in New York. So if you're a New Yorker and you're homeschooling and you're interested in what to do at the end of the year, that is what we're talking about right now. So I'm going to share this real quick over in our group, which if you are a homeschooler, if you're watching this, you probably are, or interested in homeschooling and you're looking for support and encouragement, you want to join us over in Blooming Brilliant Homeschooling Hub. That is our group, and we just share our stuff. We talk, we have support and encouragement for each other. And then if you want to vent, that's a great place to do it because we all are like-minded and will, support you through it. So I'm going to share this over there so everybody there can see this video. And homeschool lunchtime live. I mean, I don't know why I'm putting homeschool. It's always homeschool, but I typed it, so let's go with it. Quarter. It'd be nice if I could spell it correctly the first time. Report, fourth quarter, and annual assessment / written / written narrative. Yep, I like to talk it out sometimes. I'm going to post this, and now here we go. So if you're new here and you don't know who I am, I usually sometimes look decent, but I wanted to get this to you guys because time is of the essence. We're in June. Happy June. And this is the time that we start stressing about the fourth quarter report, assessments, because we should be putting them in if our kids took, that was child or kid and kids mashed together. If our kids had taken the actual test, then we have to have that in and everything. And I know it gets crazy with that and the quarterly reports and all of it. And the written narrative, if your kids didn't take tests, and then who do you put it to? Like, does somebody have to actually like sign off on it? So I'm here to make it all easy for you guys. So good morning, I'm Christine. I'm owner and content creator of bloomingbrilliant.net, where I share educational resources, parenting advice, and of course, information about homeschooling. I am a homeschool mom of 2. I homeschool my daughter who is 9 years old, and that's 4th grade level for you guys. And I homeschool my son who's 5 years old, and he's finishing up his kindergarten year. So we are going to jump into the end of the year. Now, if you have a first grader, so a child who is finishing up first grade right now, or a child and above, then you have to worry about this. If your child is younger than first grade, then you don't have to worry about this part right now. So let's get into it. So it's the end of the year. You have to first put in your quarterly report. So I have an empty one right here for you. This is what it looks like. It looks like all the rest of them. I'm going to quickly, I had a pen. Here's my pen. I'm going to quickly go through what you put in. I get that everything might be a little bit backwards for you. But up here it says child's information. You're going to put your child's last name, your child's first name, their grade level. So if I'm doing this, obviously the only person I have to do it for this year is my daughter. Next year I'll be doing it for my son as well. So I'll be putting 4th grade level. And since she did go to public school, I have a NYC ID number for her. So I'm going to put her 9-digit NYC ID number right there. And then we're going to check off over here number 4 for our quarterly report, and we're going to put the date it is today because that's the date we're going to submit it. We're going to mail it out. Okay? Now, the next thing that you're going to do is you're going to fill in the subject area. So usually I'm going to look at a previous section. And you're going to kind of get a glimpse also how we keep track of everything. So, well, this is for my son, so I'm not gonna show you that because that wasn't mandatory. I was trying to get used to managing 2 children, and so I was keeping track of everything he was doing, and in the same way that I was doing hers, so that way next year it wouldn't be like a shock for me. So with that, let's see. Now, if you are here, you probably know how to do the quarterly report because this is the 4th quarter, but maybe you signed on late to homeschool and this is your first quarterly report, or you're just like looking for next year and you want to get ahead. So if you know this information and you're just looking for like the written narrative part, just bear with me. I figured this is really important as well. So for us, I'm going off of our last quarter. I put arithmetic up here, then I put reading, then I put writing/English, then I put geography, U.S. history, science, and then I smashed in all the extra classes, which for us is music, Spanish, computer, and art, because they require you to teach your kids art and PE and stuff, and there's no place to put it when they have these quarterly reports. So I just jam-pack everything in there and just put like we did it, like what we did. So for music, I put we practiced piano. For Spanish, she studied grammar, vocabulary, and writing. For computer, she did some typing and coding. For physical education, it would be soccer or whatever exercises that I put her through, which would be just dance, because if you saw one of our videos in the past, that's something that we ended up using for our physical education. And art, I put art history and some creation because that's what we like to do. So that's what we put in that last section. We just jam everything in there. It's not really super neat. If you could see, it's really like tiny and not perfect. So for arithmetic, she was still reviewing stuff. So we have addition, subtraction, money, fractions, a bunch of stuff. And so I just quickly put all that in there. Again, it's really like squished in, but I put it in there. And then I put pass. For reading, I put the novels because we're using Brave Writers. So I focus on the novels that we read. So for her, we have some Freedom Train from last year, and I mean not last year, last quarter, and Harriet the Spy. She also read Anne of Green Gables and stuff. So I put that in the reading section so they can see that we're reading books. For writing in English in last month or last quarter, I put like whatever grammatical stuff we did. So that goes with our reading. It goes with our writing. So like this quarter, she learned how to write an actual handwritten letter. So that would be on there for writing in English. She learned about adverbs and adjectives and nouns, and she like dug deep into those things. So that's what we will put there. Geography, I put the states that we studied. So last quarter we studied Washington, Colorado, and Mississippi, as well as the map skills. For U.S. history, I'll put whatever topics we covered. So for U.S. history last quarter, we did Helen Keller and America's Victorian Age we studied. For science, whatever topics we studied again. So last quarter was natural resources, soil, water, weather, earth, and moon, matter. And then like I told you, the last section, I put all our extra stuff that they say to cover, but they don't really give us space to cover it all. Then for last quarter, which was quarter 3, I wrote annual testing for the 2019 year is what we were going to do. So I let them know that we were doing testing. I actually had sent it to them, but I'm probably going to send them another copy now because I realized I did that by mistake and I was supposed to send it this 4th quarter with my narrative. So I have a template for the narrative. It might not be up, but I will post it right in the comments of this so that way you can see it. I'll quickly talk about what you have to do. So you're going to submit your quarterly report that I just went through with you. And what you're going to do with it is you're going to put also in the envelope a written narrative. Now, this is going to be written by you. So just like your letter of intent for the new year, the new school year, you're going to just submit a simple letter, a simple letter. It's going to be like, it could be one simple sentence is all you need for the annual assessment, but you could add like more details if you want. And you could also add your testing. So for the assessment, you're just going to put like your child's name, their student ID if they have one, your address, their age and grade level. You could put your name, the parents' names, or basically the main homeschooler. You could put the date you submitted it. And then you're going to put in student, but you're going to put in their name. So you're going to put in, for me, it would be like Isabella, her last name, has satisfactorily completed at least 80% of the required material for this year. She has made satisfactory academic progress in all subject areas during the 2018-2019 school year. I had to think about that. So then after that, you can add things like we went on several academic field trips, such as the New York Hall of Science, the aquarium, significant improvement in reading comprehension, or significant improvement in mathematics comprehension, a greater interest in grade level or advanced grade level, whatever, fascination in experiments, sign language, geography, computers, banking, whatever you want to put. And then if you don't want to put the highlights, you don't have to. I usually don't. I usually just put my daughter, Isabella, has met her, satisfactorily completed at least 80%. That's usually what I put. Just keep it simple and sweet, put a sentence. They can see from my very detailed quarterly reports that we covered everything we need to cover. And then for the testing, you can add to your narrative, the student's name took this test on this date and her score was this percentile, and which exceeds whatever they wanted. I'll post a copy of this so you guys can actually see it, because I know that would be more helpful than just like listening to me. So when it comes to filling out the quarterly report, I wanted to say that we like to use our schedules. So I block them into quarters. So this was third quarter, but there's fourth quarter in here. And I feel like this is mixed between AJs. But we will just use like that's what I take out for the description, or I go through the books and see what I covered for like the titles, and I put that in the description of the material covered. For the test, if you use the homeschooling testing services that I've talked about in the past, you'll get results. I'm trying to see if there's any like information. I don't think so. So homeschooling testing service sends you the results in your email, and you get a PDF. You just print it out and you could send that to them. But like I said, at the end of your narrative, you're going to write, their score, and they break it down for you. They tell you they tell you how to read the results. So then you'll be able to put that. But testing is only required for grade 4 and every other year. So if you have a fourth grader now, like I do, you can choose to test them this year, or you could start next year in 5th grade. Now I chose to test my daughter this year because I had the opportunity to, and I jumped on it. But because I was worried about it, and I wanted to see how chaotic it would be. So if I want, next year I don't have to test her, and then the year after I do. That's the way it's required here in New York. Now, this is for New York. If you're someplace else and you're trying to understand it, I'm not sure about each state's regulations. You'd have to look into that. But if here in New York, we have to go through all these complicated things, which I think it's more complicated in some other places. So we're kind of lucky. It's not too bad. So that's what we do. I think that's everything. Is that everything? I think that's everything. Let me see. I'm going to check in the group. I don't know, to see if there's questions, because I think we're in 2 different places and the questions might not be seen there. No, I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Questions should come up. Okay. So, yeah. I'm sorry, guys. It's Monday. It's my favorite day, but it is a chaotic day. And I'm hungry. I gotta go eat some lunch. I am hungry. Yeah. So it's really not that crazy. So then you're gonna send that out. The quarterly report and the written narrative together in the same envelope. You send it out to the same place that you send the quarterly reports out, to where you send the letter of intent out. And then if you want to be really good, which you should do, the same time that you're creating all that and you're doing it, you should be doing your letter of intent, which again is super simple. And I'll drop the link to where you can get the template for that as well. But it's just saying, I plan to homeschool my child, age, grade level, for the coming year, which would be 2019 to 2020. And you send that in, and then you're good to go, and they will send you your packet in 10 days, and then you can start going through the whole figuring out what curriculum you're going to use and all that other stuff. So this month, we're going to be focusing, you know how last month we focused on self-care. We're going to be talking a little bit more about self-care tomorrow. Adrienne is actually finally going to be with us, and we're going to be talking around 11 a.m. with her here about what happens when you don't practice self-care. So we're going to be still having that challenge out there for you guys. It's on the email list, and I still haven't sent out the final bonus issues, but they will come out this week. So bad. My back is killing me. So yes, so that will be out this week. And then this month we're going to be focusing on, well, we're going to be not on every single stinking day this summer. We're going to be on like more sporadically. So I'll like give you guys a heads up. So you want to make sure you have notifications on, and maybe I'll even throw up some emails when I plan to go on. So you want to be aware of that. And you could always catch the replay. But I think we're going to focus right now on like planning and getting like that whole set, like your whole thing for the new year, for the new school year, getting all ready, pretty much preparing, getting yourself ready. So we're still going to be talking about self-care, getting yourself ready, getting your kids ready, getting your curriculum ready for the next year. If you guys have questions about things related to homeschooling, things about, or parenting or whatever, if you think guys are struggling with something, please let me know, because then I can answer your questions right here. You can get all the information. I can talk you through it, and it's a great way to help more people, because I'm sure if you're struggling, other people are struggling as well. So that's it for today. I hope this helps you guys. Hey, whoever is watching and doesn't show me. I went through the quarterly report for the 4th quarter and the annual assessment. An annual assessment is pretty much the test at the end of the year, but you don't have to do that before 4th grade. And like I said, then after 4th grade, it could be skipped every other year. So you could also just write the written narrative, which can be from you. Make sure you sign it after if you print it out, so it has your signature on it. And I'm going to post the templates under this thing this live in the comments. I'm going to post the templates in the comments for the narrative and for the letter of intent. I'm going to go now for real, because I think that covers everything, and I'm kind of squirreling because I know I was like, this was so much bigger in my head. I had so much to cover, but this is what it is. And yeah, I'm going to go. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow with Adrienne, and I'm excited. So I'll see you then, around the same time, same place. Be here. Bye.